Hi guys, George here from Zero Period Productions, and today on Skyrim Saturday Mods we're checking out a relatively new one, called Skyrim Redux by Craftian. Now, this mod really flew under the radar for myself and a lot of other people, but it promises to be a brand new and exciting experience. Skyrim Redux aims to give players a new way to play Skyrim, by giving them an alternate start for their characters, and setting them free upon the world as a nobody, with nothing to their name and no main questline immediately in sight. Instead, the author hopes that players get a chance to explore Skyrim, take on adventures, join guilds, and do whatever it is that adventurers do, without feeling like they have to become Dragonborn immediately. Once you leave the starting area for Skyrim Redux, you don't have any quests right off the bat, and to continue the Redux storyline, you have to reach level 10. Alternatively, if you wish to pursue the original main questline as Dragonborn, simply speak to Jarl Balgruuf in Dragon's Reach at any point in the game. You'll still be able to play the Redux content alongside the original story. The mod author just really doesn't seem to be a fan of the original storyline. One thing to note before we begin is that I have played through the first couple quests in the mod already, as I did test this out on my Twitch streams to see if it would be a good fit for Skyrim Saturday. The reason for that being that I found the mod zone page a bit vague at times as to what exactly to expect, and for being listed as an overhaul that promised an entire new questline, it was only about 40 megabytes in size. That being said, the mod doesn't seem to add much in terms of new locations or assets aside from voiceover, so the file size does make a little bit more sense in that regard. Skyrim Redux is available for Skyrim Legendary Edition on PC, as well as for Special Edition and Anniversary Edition across both PC and Xbox. To play this, you cannot have another alternate start mod installed, and it's recommended that you play with both Citizens of Skyrim as well as Mythos, which adds 2 new fully voiced companions. Both of these mods come from the same mod author, and similar to Redux itself, these mods aim to give you new and interesting quests and characters to interact with. I won't be using these mods today, but I did try them off screen, and I think they're mods that are really well suited if you're doing a full playthrough. It's also recommended not to play with fast travel, but who really has time for that anymore these days? This is recommended as the mod author hopes to use Redux as a way to encourage people to join the vanilla factions and guilds as the mod's story plays out. Seeing as I'm playing this just for the Redux content alone, that doesn't really apply to me. To get started, simply start a new game. Let's do something a little bit different. I feel like I don't usually do a Dark Elf. Works for me. Oh god, if only I knew actual Dark Elf names. Tadris Redoran, because I know the great houses and that's it in terms of surnames. It's also going to give me a couple things just from Creation Club and whatnot, so we'll just give that a second, because all of that's just going to pop up over the next minute or two. All of that's just going to pop up over the next minute or two. Find the way out. Oh, let me turn my light on. Always have quick light on. I love how creepy and ominous the introduction is. You don't know how you got here, you don't know where you are. It's a quiet, I guess you would say mine shaft, burnt, flayed bodies everywhere. Yeah. Definitely a little mysterious. Hello? Bosmer?
And so you emerge, at last, one among many of the dead.
Where am I?
An interesting question. This place has housed many over the eons, and keeps more within its bowels still. The land you are now in is that of Skyrim, the province to the north, where much blood has been spilled. Let us see how much you add to it.
Just the normal amount. Who are you? Did you do this to me?
Who indeed? But a better question would be, how did I get here? You have traveled far. No path ever easy, but none ever are they?
There is someone I need to see.
Then know that Skyrim holds many within its grip, and not all of them will be as accommodating. But one way or another, you shall find what you seek.
Why are you here? What do you want from me?
The path ahead of you is not yet wholly formed. The choices and consequences are many, but nevertheless, it is intriguing.
Can you not speak straight for just one moment?
It shall be interesting to see what you do with this newfound opportunity. A second chance, given what has come before. For now, I leave to you a gift. Consider it an investment.
Is it gold? You still haven't explained...
Behold my mark. We shall speak again soon.
Huh? Oh, the mark. Added. It's a little bit of a one-sided conversation. A searing pain tears through you, and each bone feels as if it is shattering from within. Without a word, the figure watches as you collapse to the ground, falling unconscious. The pain soon lessens as you drift through a sea of half-formed thoughts and unpleasant dreams. Memories of recent travels rising to the surface. After some time, your eyes open and you are lying in the same muck where you fell. Taking a moment to steady yourself, you stand up weakly and move towards the exit. Bosmer lady? I didn't really get your name. The mark added. Focusing, you feel a tearing from within, before a wave of nausea passes through you. Whatever this is, it feels unnatural. Is it possible to learn this power? Not from a Bosmer. It also lowers your health to 80. So we're not off to a great start necessarily. Maybe a little cheaty. Maybe not super fair. But I'm gonna put on the robes of destruction and alteration. Because we are gonna have a couple enemies very soon. What if this had just been an elaborate April Fool's Day joke? And it had just kicked off into Helgen and the, "Hey you're finally awake." And then that was the entire mod, just that one cave. But then, boop, back to Helgen. Boop, back to the world you know, the game you know. Honestly, I wouldn't even be mad. I would still upload that video. Also worth noting, the cave is not there. There is no cave. You step out into the world, and there's no way back. It really gives me Enderal vibes. It reminds me a little bit of the woman that you meet at the very start of Enderal. And seeing as I don't entirely know where the story's going yet, it'll be curious to see how it plays out. If we take a moment to look at the map, it's going to give me all the tutorials now. We're not too far from Falkreath, and Helgen is already discovered on the map. When you start the mod, Helgen has already been attacked. Alduin has already made his way through. People are scared, they don't know what's coming next. As I mentioned in the intro, you can go to Whiterun immediately or at any point, and you can start the regular main questline by speaking to Jarl Balgruuf. To continue Redux itself, we need to get to level 10. After hitting level 10, we can go to any of the major cities. I believe it's Whiterun, Solitude, Markarth, or Windhelm. And that'll be how we get started.
Damn you!
Alright. I need to kill these guys. Or rather, you don't have to kill them. You can go around them. You can just go another way. But if you stay on the main path, you're gonna fight these guys. And it can be a little tricky, seeing as you have nothing and you already have lower health. You've already been sapped of your health, and now you're gonna fight 3 bandits. The most you're gonna have is 1 iron sword. Assuming that you picked up everything, or the sword from the cave. I see you down there.
Tell you what, you start running so I can stab you in the back.
Oh, I'm so glad that you're leaving me an offer. It's an offer I can't refuse. I'm gonna take all of your stuff. It's gonna take a little while to get to level 10. I'll just try to get some better gear. I'll just level up. Although the console commands are always an option as well, and that might be something we do just for the sake of time. I realize I might say this with a little bit of bias because I am largely doing this as a recorded playthrough. I'm doing this just for the Redux content, but I feel like it's hard to get a sense of the mod. It's a little bit harder to figure out what to expect from the mod when you have to get to level 10 in order to start it. What if you just want to play the content from the mod? Start this new questline that we've been promised. Oop. So much for that. No, level 10 is not the worst, but it's still a little bit of grinding if you really just want to get started on the new content.
What's a milk drinker like you doing out here? Go home to your mother.
You shouldn't talk to me like that.
Why? What are you gonna do? Cry?
Yeah. I don't want any trouble.
Gods, you're boring. By Ismir, you won't leave here alive.
I always like how their response to "you're boring" is, "I might as well kill you." Oh, I should not have taken a chance with the lady in heavy armor. It's okay. We'll manage. Who's running up to me? It's an elk. That's fine. That's okay. Alright, good. Staggered. Maybe I should have saved my power for you. Ooh, healing with a potion.
Your kind has no...
What was that? What were you gonna say to me? Hey, we're starting to level up a little bit. Slowly but surely, right? What I will say is that the idea of having to level it in order to progress in the main quest line isn't new to the Elder Scrolls. It's something that you had back in Morrowind. I think in that, though, the recommendation or the requirement is rather, oh, level up once or even just raise a couple skills. But I think you could also just say, hey, I want to continue anyway, and the game would say, alright, I guess. I don't think you're really ready, but sure. Why not? I like that because it gives a little bit more control to the player in that case. As I mentioned, Helgen is already destroyed. Alduin has come through, everything has been laid to waste. That could be you, for all we know. Or, in another universe, would be you. And that is level 10. So the quest should kick off
Coin or two for
at
a
any
veteran?
point now.
It's not much to ask.
Oh, I think here it is.
A wise decision. Not all have such an opportunity pass their way.
Oh?
You were wise to stop, traveler.
What do you want?
I want nothing. A simple merchant dealing in all manner of wares. But why we speak is not a matter of profession, is it? I possess the book that you requested.
I requested.
It took considerable means to acquire, given the nature of its material.
You must be mistaken. I never asked for any book.
There is no mistake, Sarah. It is you to whom this book is due. What you choose to do with it, and its contents, is your decision. A merchant merely exchanges items from one to the other.
Hold a moment. Explain yourself.
There is nothing to explain, traveler. The die is cast, and the pieces begin to fall into place.
You're not shady at all.
If it be answers you seek, then look within its pages. Payment for such a thing has already been honored. Its purpose shall be next. Farewell.
You gonna leave, or you just gonna stay here, in the rain, standing there?
Coin or two for a veteran? It's
Oh, he's
not
gonna
much
leave.
to ask.
And there he goes. Probably gonna confuse someone else with another book. It seems I've received a book. Not only that, but one I specifically requested. The merchant who passed it to me wasn't exactly forthcoming when I tried to learn more, so perhaps reading it will help. I mean, I guess. The Ynahlum. In Pursuit of the Unknown, by Quintyn. It is a truth universally acknowledged that Tamrielic scholars are woefully short-sighted in the attempts by various academia to learn more of what defines our precious little plane. The result of these studies has left funding and, dare I say it, disposition towards looking beyond what little view we have constructed of the world as rather lackluster. Alas, it seems few trouble themselves anymore with seeking out answers to what truly matters, and that, my dear reader, is what brings us to the matter at hand. In my travels, I have taken considerable steps to pull things better left forgotten out into light, for common knowledge, for ensuring safety, or simply posterity, if nothing else. It is a rather thankless undertaking, I should say, but while my so-called fellows may content themselves with the banquet halls of Alinor or the dusty tomes of Morrowind, it is only through directly confronting false truths and the unknown that we are all left better for it. The mighty Ulfir of Hammerfell, a wraith so powerful it nearly brought down a city. The Golem of Somerset, driven mad by the corrupted soul gems with which it was forged. Indeed, I have risked all, much to the derision of my peers and at great personal cost to myself, as well as those who have accompanied me. However, in all these years, there is one figure that has eluded my efforts. I speak, of course, of the Ynahlum. Tamriel's many cultures each have their own deities, with varying religious overtones. While the imperial pantheon dominates most of Nirn, there are nevertheless many figures that have been lost to history, preferring to remain hidden than openly revered, and yet are no less powerful. In my travels I have uncovered a few, mostly fleeting accounts of the Ynahlum, most often appearing in the guise of a Bosmeri woman, when she allows herself to be seen at all. Naturally, it is now my task to document this trickster-like figure in a moral being whose will is as unknowable as the prince's. Any rational mind would dismiss the few tales that linger around the shadow on Tamriel's history as mere legends, something to frighten children on dark winter nights, or the product of some overly imaginative bard. But the truth, dear reader, is far more difficult to fathom. What is she? Where did she come from? Does she have any allegiances or purpose, if any? Is the woman that wide-eyed travelers speak of even her true form? All these questions remain unanswered. Even the most basic information about the entity remains a mystery. I've only found vague stories thus far. Whatever her origin is, it is clear the Ynahlum is not mortal. She does not age, perhaps she cannot even be slain. One thing I do know, however, is that she is extremely dangerous. Yeah, she gave me this mark. I'm a little bit weaker. Disappeared from my life. Magic cave. That's just how it goes. As luck, or perhaps fate would have it, I found a lead regarding that strange figure I met upon my travels in Skyrim. The book mentioned a being known as the Ynahlum, and that its author, Quintyn, is searching for her. If I'm to have any luck figuring more about this figure and what they did to me, I should try and find him. The College of Winterhold might know more. Oh, wait. Wasn't the merchant right there? Was he actually through the door yet? I thought he was still, like, right around here. I thought so, at least. Maybe he is also the Ynahlum. You never know.
My pa says
Probably
people like
not,
you are the
but it's
reason
worth
no
a
one
try.
lives here anymore.
Whoa, alright, kid.
You
was
know,
uncalled for.
Winterhold used to be the seat of power in Skyrim. Now it's a
Yes?
shell.
You have questions?
Dark Scale Mercenaries. I'm level 10 and you have ebony armor.
Need something?
It's gonna be interesting. Hello?
Damn, mages.
Is something wrong?
Another one for the college, hmm? Good luck trying to get through to those fools. Might as well jump into the sea.
I wouldn't know.
Then consider this a warning. Stay away from the college, if you value your sanity.
I don't. Why are you standing out here then?
Call it a disagreement. Doesn't matter how long I have to wait. A slight chill is nothing compared to what I'm going to do when I get my hands on him. Scholars, they're always the same. Say, if you see an older Breton round here, with a face about as welcoming as the plague, there's some gold in it for you.
Ugh.
Name's Quintyn. The wretch has a talent for talking your ear off, so I'd cut off his tongue if I was you.
If his face really looks as inviting as the plague, I'm not sure I want to get that close to him. I might have to social distance if I find him.
You do that. Remember, got some good septims waiting right here. Krosh keeps his word, unlike some.
Now here's the thing. I know where to find him because I've already done this, but there aren't really many quest markers for what I've seen in the mod so far. And granted, I realize that this does say look around Winterhold, but they really don't give you much information about Quintyn, so there's no reason to think he might not be in the college itself still, and that's why they're not letting Crash in.
What is it?
If you're a sellsword, be wary of who you sign on with. There are fools everywhere. One last
Oh,
job,
God. All right.
then it's back home.
Crash is still talking. He's still gabbing. But there he is. There's Quintyn. Hiding out just in the ruins of Winterhold. But when I was testing this out originally, despite the mod saying look around Winterhold, I thought that might
Hate the
include
cold.
the college as well, since it's all part of the same hold anyway.
Over here.
Hello? How's your face? Does it look like the plague?
Yes. Hello.
It's not that bad. Your face is fine. A solid 6 out of 10. Well, I'm bad at ratings. Maybe
Hello.
5. Maybe 2. I don't know. I've seen worse. Quintyn? Diamine, I presume?
Who, me? No. I was just standing here trying to relieve myself. Speaking of which, I see you're not exactly one to value privacy.
Not really, no.
Don't know any Quintyn. I, do find myself in a predicament, however. Completely unrelated to that fellow, of course. We just, look similar. Not that I know.
I wouldn't know. I've never seen him
Damn
before.
it.
I'm not Quintyn. The game says otherwise, sir. You, make a habit of defecating in ruins, then?
Sure. Why not? It's not like there's anyone left around to tell you to clean it up or what have you.
I can.
Folks around here probably revere yellow snow as a sign of the divines or something. Religion, right?
I'm not sure I like you. I'm not here to hurt you.
Oh, Mara's tits. You have no idea how glad I am to hear that. I've been freezing here ever since those mercenaries rode in. I tell ya, getting kicked out of the college on a day like this, and then finding myself prey to some rabble, it's not doing these bones any good. Not even a bit of parchment from Urag. So much for that hospitality.
You were here investigating the Ynahlum? Ynahlum? I never know how to say it. She didn't really introduce herself.
You know of her? And someone's actually bought the book too!
Someone did, not me. Wouldn't say bought, more that it came into my possession by magical, suspicious means.
And I would be more than happy to share what knowledge I've managed to dig up. As you can see, however, this isn't exactly time for a history lesson. We, need to get out of here.
You got a deal.
Wonderful! Finally, things are looking up for a change. Last I saw, the damn lizard had people scouting the area to the south, so the path west under the bridge is probably our best chance. Unless you want to take the most direct approach, of course. But, I'll leave that in your most capable hands, shall I? Lead on.
Now, I didn't really find a great way to sneak out of here. Because, one, Crash had a really good sense. Two, they're just kind of posted all over.
The scholar still has some fight left in him.
Like, this is the most direct path, or rather, this is the path right here to the bridge under the College of Winterhold. Like, we have to go around this way, but Crash is right there, so he does notice you. That being said, this is also a really nice way to get ebony armor at level 10, if you want. I like how it's only +3. I'm wearing the orcish plate right now. I'm taking all of it,
I'll be in a more talkative mood when there isn't the chance of an arrow going through my throat.
You might want to cover your throat then, because Crash and his men are gonna try and kill us. Which I did not have to walk down that way. I could have avoided that sword, but it's trying to get to the bridge itself that it's a little bit trickier. If you're really good at sneak, you might be able to, but look, Crash detected me from there. He was ready. He was very, very ready.
This scholar still has some fight left in him.
Report on Diamine. Boss, I managed to track down that scholar. Think he might have already seen me when the college threw him out. But I've been keeping my distance as much as I can. Damn fool seems to have made a mess of things here as well, but I'll keep on him until you arrive. I'm gonna take your mace. It's fine, everything's okay. Oh, is the other one coming for us? I think so. We might as well just take out the third one at this point. Oh, I missed. I like how she doesn't have a melee weapon, so she just decided, oh, I'm gonna try and punch this man to death. As he holds a shield up to my face. Not even wearing gauntlets. You're really hurting yourself here more than anything. Well, the coast is clear, because I murdered everyone. Like a psychopath. But now we just follow this path down. And he should talk to us sometime soon. I understand why people don't always want quest markers, but for something like this, I think it would be nice to have kind of just a marker for where the safe zone is.
That could have gone better.
Just to be safe.
Still, I don't have to pay them after all. Freedom, at last! Could have used your help on a few expeditions, I'd say.
Yeah, but, you'd have to pay me. Unlike them, you'd have to pay me. What was all that about?
Well, the Argonian and I had a differing opinion on the amount of coin they were due following a rather unfortunate venture into Black Marsh. To tell you the truth, I didn't have any at the time, but after things took a turn for the worse, I thought it was time for a change of scenery. Unfortunately, that Argonian fortitude seems to have been to the mercenaries' benefit, but there's no use worrying about that now.
I guess you're welcome then? Why didn't you just pay them what they were owed? Then it all worked itself out in the end, for you at least. Yeah, why couldn't you just pay them? Are you telling me that no one wanted to buy your book?
Weren't you listening? I didn't have anything to pay them with, and I wasn't going to abandon the expedition when it seemed so close. If you've ever been to Black Marsh, you'll know that one doesn't exactly go there for the scenery, or willingly for that matter.
So what do you know of the Ynahlum?
That, my friend, is precisely the question that has brought me to this wonderful pile of snow. Tell me, what do you know of the gods?
Which ones? The gods and I aren't exactly on the best of terms.
Well, the Imperial Doctrine would have you believe it's the Divines, originally 9, but now 8.
No,
that
originally
brought
8.
all that is good and just into this
Then
world.
9, now 8 again.
Pure nonsense, of course, even ignoring the Daedra.
But really
But
9.
they have taken considerable steps to erase even more localized cultures in recent times. No doubt a side effect of the Dominion's meddling.
What does this have to do with your book?
Organized religion, so to speak, would have people believe that these deities are the one and only absolutes of the plains. This is in fact a lie, designed to prop up what is deemed popular, rather than risk consorting with all those nasty cultists in the wake of the Oblivion Crisis. There's been a systematic erasure of beings, demigods, and the like now lost to history, with many of them preferring to stay that way. And the Ynahlum is indeed one of them.
Ynahlum, okay. How do I find her?
That is a more difficult question to answer, I'm afraid. But I do have one as well. She has marked you, hasn't she?
It would be cool if it was a physical mark that I could see. I'm thinking almost Dishonored style. How do you know?
What else would have brought you this far?
Maybe I just really liked your book. Do you know what it is? How to get rid of it?
Not exactly, but I do have some theories. While you are not the first to receive such a gift, it is not the first time this has happened. I was fortunate to track down an old Dumner on Solstheim a few winters past, whose poor health had apparently got the better of him. Before he died, I spoke with him about how she had paid a visit and everything that had happened after.
What now?
Now I think I need a wash, and a warm drink. Look, for what it's worth, I want to help you as much as I can, for common knowledge as well as to repay the debt. But we won't be able to do much out here, will we? Meet me back at Dead Man's Drink in Falkreath. My notes and resources are kept there, and we'll be able to shed more light on this than just standing around in the cold.
I'll accompany you.
As you wish. You'll have to forgive the pace. All these years of adventuring have begun to take its toll. Still, even if I had one foot in the grave, Quintyn Diomini does not back away from a challenge. The Ynahlum has gone unanswered for far too long.
So that's how you say your last
now
name.
let's get home, shall we?
So that's how you say it. Alright. Friendly rivalry. Quintyn has offered to help pursue the figure that has eluded us both. I'm to meet him at the tavern in Falkreath, where we will discuss the next steps.